The new Honda Civic sedan is set to drop this year, but we will be waiting a little bit longer before we see the new Civic hatch. Sales have slowed right down for the Honda Civic, with around 4,300 sedans and hatches sold last year. That's compared to the segment leader, the Toyota Corolla, with around 42,000 sales. So what does the Honda Civic have to offer in this highly competitive segment? There's no denying that the Civic hatch is starting to show its age a bit and is in need of a makeover. We've seen the new one at the Geneva Motor Show and it looks fantastic. The Civic though definitely carves its own path when it comes to its styling and still stands out compared to the relative conservative looks of some of its competitors. This is the entry-level VTi-S that costs $22,150 before on-road costs. The next step up is the VTi-L, that's around $5,000 more. Then the top of the line is the VTi-LN that costs a little over $31,000. It's definitely got a sporty look about it with that sharply angled bonnet that's almost in line with the windscreen. You do need to keep in mind though just how low that front bumper is, especially over speed bumps or on the entry to driveways. It's got LED daytime running lights and halogen headlamps. Around the side, those lower mouldings make it look a little bit more muscular, but what I will never understand is the placement of the rear door handle. That is awkward no matter how you try and do it. Around the back, that rear integrated spoiler that's a distinctive look for the hatch and part of that sporty vibe. The 2015 update also included revised tail lights and rear bumper. In the boot, you've got around 400 litres of space and it is incredibly practical. In fact, under the floor here, you've got a space saver spare tyre. Now, as I mentioned, if you do need extra room, the rear seats are 60/40 fold and easy to do from the back here. The floor is fairly flat with those seats down, so you won't have too much issue loading stuff through. Of course, this does have Honda's magic seat system, which I love. Honda's magic seat system is this simple. This one's already up. Pop that up. Lock that down, done. Look at all the space you got for pets, pot plants, furniture, whatever you want to move. That's a little bit of an awkward kind of size. To get them back down, done, done. All right, in the back here, it's pretty basic. No air vents, no USB, no 12 volt. So there is space for a water bottle in the doors and you get one map pocket. The seat base is pretty flat and firm, but not too bad. The seat back, however, there's no moulding around the sides. Knee room, I'm pretty happy with that. Headroom, not too bad either. You would comfortably fit 2 adults in the back here or 3 small children. Up the front here, you do get that sense that quality materials have been used and it's really nicely finished. You've got soft touch plastic right along the top of the dash here, an interesting little chrome carbon fibre effect strip just to give it a bit of something extra. The design is quite unique. You've got multiple layers and levels and visually there's a lot going on. Above the instrument cluster there are 2 separate screens. One has a digital speedo, you just got to watch so you adjust your steering wheel down so you can see it clearly. On the other side another display has your vehicle settings, speed alarm, trip meters, fuel economy, things like that. You can also change your radio station up here and it'll mirror down on this 7-inch touchscreen. Now this is now standard on the entry level, but if you want something like sat nav you do have to jump up to the top spec. It's got Bluetooth phone connectivity, audio streaming, voice control to help you keep your eyes on the road, leather wrapped steering wheel and paddle shifters if you want to pop it down into sports mode. In the center console bin you've got a sunglasses holder, there are 2 USB ports, a 12 volt outlet and HDMI. The cup holders are square and a little bit small, so you will struggle to fit some of your bigger drinks in there. Luckily though, there are water bottle holders in the doors. The seats are cloth and manually adjustable. They're quite firm, but I didn't find it too difficult to get into a comfortable driving position. Honda Civic hatches all have the same engine with the same outputs. It's a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine producing a relatively modest 104 kilowatts and 174 Newton meters. There's a 5-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters available across all trim levels, which we have here. You can also get a 6-speed manual in the base though. The Civic is a little sluggish off the line with the throttle response feeling a bit doughy, particularly when you're in normal or eco modes. No matter what the mode though, this drivetrain needs revs, particularly given the lack of low-down torque. The steering is really good though, it's light and direct and it has something called Agile Handling Assist. It works with the stability control system and it can lightly brake the inside wheel if you're heading around a corner too fast and help pull the car through. The suspension is composed, it's not too soft and bouncy, but it's firm enough to handle the little bumps and the big bumps. Visibility through the front and the sides is excellent. It does feel really nice and open. Through the rear though, it's a little bit of a different story. That spoiler does get in the way and those heavy C-pillars don't help at all. It's still fairly easy to park though with a reversing camera. There are no front and rear sensors on the base, but you can option them in if you'd like to. Fuel economy is a claimed 6.6 litres per 100 kilometres. You don't want to push it out to the rev limit all the time and drive it nice and gently. I got about 6.8 litres per 100 Ks on one of the trips, which is really close. However, if you want to zip around and really kind of make it work a little bit, we've averaged about 9.5 on those trips. The Civic hatch comes with Honda's 3-year, 100,000 kilometre warranty, but servicing is due every 6 months. So every year you can expect to pay $260, then $298, which is not that cheap. Pricing wise, it's not the most affordable small car out there, and it's certainly no performance powerhouse. But the cabin is upmarket and flexible, and it's quite a nice thing when it comes to urban driving. The recent update also brought some welcome additions like the touchscreen that's now standard in the base model. While it may be showing its age in some areas, it's still a thoroughly respectable left of centre small car option.